Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is me, Tina Matthew. If you're new to my channel, please do subscribe, hit the bell icon, like and share if you like this video. So I'm back here in Canada. I came here on 22nd May. So that time I posted a story on my Instagram, and from that time my inbox was bombarded with all the inquiries about how I came here during this travel ban, my flight, my PCR test, my stay in other countries. So there were like loads and lots of questions. So I decided to do a poll on my YouTube community tab and my Instagram stories about this, and you guys gave me 91% of yes for that, and so I decided to do this video. And if you found this video helpful, please do comment down below, and if you have any doubts on that, you can reach out to me on my Instagram, and my Instagram ID will be given in the description box. So in this video I'll be talking about my whole journey, whole procedure, transit, PCR test, my stay in other countries, the whole expense for this travel. So we will be talking about everything on how I reached Canada during this travel ban. And if you found this video helpful, please do comment down below, please do subscribe to my channel, and if you want to get more and more informative videos on coming to Canada and more about Canada, make sure you press the bell icon as well, so you'll be getting notified on my new videos. So make sure you watch till the end of this video so you won't be missed any important details. Without further delay, let's start our video. So as you can see on the background, I'm staying in my hotel quarantine. So it's day 2 and I'm staying in Hampton Inn in Toronto. So talking about the travel, so my travel, it was totally a random decision. All of a sudden, by God's grace, it happened. That's all I can say about my travel. So I traveled with the help of an agency called Santa Monica Tours and Travels. So they helped me with this travel. So majority of you would be familiar with this name, with this agency. And one of my friends, his name is Sonnet. He gave me the details about this, and I have to mention his name because without him I won't be knowing the details. And so he showed me a mail saying like they are booking a special flights for their students. So without a second thought, I gave it a shot. I called them, and they gave me the details about this travel, and they told me the possible risk included in this travel, then the PCR test, stay in other countries, everything. First, I was scheduled for the route Kochi to Muscat to Frankfurt to Toronto. So that was the initial route. Then the next day, the advisor told me that the students traveled in this route had to face some issues with the Canada Immigration Department. So the issue was, since they took a PCR test from Muscat, it is not acceptable by Canada. So by the terms of Canada, if you are coming from India and transiting through third countries, you have to take PCR test from the last port of your entry. So in that case, that would be Frankfurt, but European countries won't allow you to take PCR test from airport or by staying there. So that is not possible in that case. That's why those students had to face some issues with the Canada Immigration Department. So due to this issue, there was a slight change in the route. So I scheduled my travel for 19th May, and the route was Kochi to Muscat to Cairo to Toronto. A 4 days travel starting from Kochi and ending in Toronto. And there was a 2 days stay in Cairo, Egypt. So there are risks included in this travel, and if you're ready to take that risk, then only travel. And the whole travel, including the stay, including the PCR test, everything cost me around 1,85,000. I know it costs a lot, but in this situation, if you reach Canada safe and sound, then it's worth the money. I have to say that. And so I decided to travel on 19th May. And so in this portion, I'll be explaining what all are the documents that you need while you travel from India to Canada. This is really, really important. So first of all, you have to book your 3-day mandatory hotel quarantine. So there will be a number of hotels listed in the Canada official site. I'll give that link in the description box so that you can check from your end. So I'm staying in Hampton Inn near to Toronto Airport. So once you book with the hotel, you will be getting a confirmation code from the hotel's end. So make sure you keep a printed copy of that confirmation from hotel's end. So this is a humble request to all of you. If you're a person who completely trusts your phone and on your internet, and if you think like, okay, that's okay, even in the last moment I can show that mail from my phone using the internet, then you are wrong. Because some of the students had to face this issue while they were in airport, because free Wi-Fi was not available in that airport, and they had to face this issue. So that's why I am telling you guys, always make sure you have a printed copies of all of your important documents. That is very, very important. So the next one is ArriveCan app. Download ArriveCan app from App Store and register in that. Fill out your 14 days quarantine plan in that, and you will get a reference code. So you'll get that in your mail too. So make sure you have a printed copy of that. And register in Switch Health app. Download Switch Health app and register in that, and in that you will be getting the PCR test result that you will be taking from Canada Airport after your arrival. So if you're a student, you have to carry all the important documents with you. For example, I have a list. I will read out that to you. Enrollment letter, letter of acceptance, visa approval letter, receipt of paid tuition fees. So you should carry each and every important documents with you, that to print that one. And so if you're a worker here in Canada, you should carry your work permit, employment letter, and last 3 pay stubs. So when I was in Cairo Airport, they asked me this, all these documents. My employment letter, last 3 pay stubs, and my work permit. So it's very, very important you carry all these documents, that too printed documents. Okay, so talking about the journey, we were a group of 43 people, and a majority of them were students, and 4 to 5 people were workers, and 1 was a PR card holder. And so we started our journey on 19th May from Kochi to Muscat. So in Muscat, there was a layover for around 8 hours. Truly speaking, it was completely boring for me. And from Muscat, we traveled to Cairo. So that's where the crucial moment is, because once we landed there, we had COVID antigen test from the airport side to make sure we are free of COVID. And from our group, I think 6 to 7 people tested positive on that antigen test. We were like so tensed on that situation. Really, we were like so tensed, because the people who tested positive in Cairo, they got denied entry to the Cairo, Egypt, because this test was done before the immigration procedure. So they had to return to Muscat and stay there for 14 days in quarantine in Muscat, not in Egypt. So the agency took 1 month visiting visa for us. Once you pass this antigen test, you'll get 1 month visiting visa. And with this visa, we stayed there on a hotel named Oasis. stayed in Cairo around 2 days, and we took PCR test from Cairo, and we submitted this document for entry to Canada. So on 21st May, we had the PCR test. One of the medical representative came to the hotel and took the PCR test samples, and we got the results. We all tested negative by God's grace. And by night 9 p.m. we reached the Cairo airport for the departure to Toronto. But when we reached there, we had to face some uncertain situations there. So when we went aboard, the officer said you have to wait for some time because we are waiting for the confirmation from the Canada end. Then only we can accept you guys to the flight. So at that moment, I lost my hope, and I thought, okay, this is the end of this travel, and then I have to stay here for like few days. Then I have to reschedule my hotel booking, and there was no Wi-Fi in the Cairo airport, so we're like completely stuck in there. There's like no hope. But after some time, I could see one of our roommate is a PR card holder, and he went to the officer with his documents, and the officer accepted him. So that was a ray of hope for me. Since I'm a worker in Canada, there is no way like Canada can deny my entry, and I had all the documents with me, but my employment letter and everything I had. So I went to the officer and said I'm on my work permit and have these many documents with me, and he checked all that, and finally he accepted me. I was completely tensed until I got my boarding pass, and once I got the boarding pass, all the people who's in a work permit, they also got the boarding pass. After some time, all the students got the confirmation from the Canada end, and one by one they got the boarding pass. Even the students also got the boarding pass. So everyone got the approval except 4 of them, because some of the important documents were missing from their end, so they were not accepted. So 4 of them are still in Cairo, but they are safe there. They are safe there in hotel. Santa Monica agency will take care of them, and they will schedule them to the next flight. Rest of us took the flight from Cairo to Toronto. So about my journey from Kochi to Muscat, it was 4 hours journey, and I was Oman Air. And from Muscat to Cairo, again Oman Air, and the travel was around 3 hours and 45 minutes. And from Cairo to Toronto, I was around 12 hours journey, and that was Egypt Air. So after 12 hours of travel, at last, finally, we landed in Toronto, Canada. And when the flight landed in Toronto, that was a special moment for me, because when I was in Kerala, I completely lost my hope, and I thought like I'll stay here in Kerala for next 2 to 3 months, and my student visa was about to expire on around July last, and then I have to apply for a TRV, that's the temporary resident visa. And the processing time for TRV is around 4 months. So I thought this year I would be here in Kerala itself. I lost my hope on traveling to Canada, but all of a sudden that happened, and finally I landed in Canada, and that was a special moment for me. And I think for all of the people who traveled with me, that was a special moment for them as well. Because you don't know, guys, the risk that we took along this journey was very high. Starting our journey on 19th May, and 8 hours layover in Muscat, then antigen test in Cairo. If you're positive, then you're going back to Muscat. So, the stress is really, really high. Then you're staying in Cairo for 2 days, then taking PCR test. Then if you're positive on that test, then you have to stay there in quarantine for 14 days in Cairo. And if you're negative, then it's all good. And then coming to Canada, you have to face the immigration officers, but in our case the immigration was so smooth for international students as well as for foreign workers. They haven't questioned that much. So once we're done with all the airport procedures, we have to do the on-arrival PCR test from airport itself, and on Switch Health app we'll get the results within 1 day. And if the results is negative, you can leave the hotel quarantine and you can go to home and quarantine there for the rest of the days. So this is all about traveling from India to Canada during this travel ban. So I know this is like a long journey starting from 19th May and reaching here in Canada on 22nd May, but there are like lots and lots of risk included in this travel. If you're ready to take this risk, then go ahead and travel. And yeah, if you found this video helpful, please comment down below. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel. That's all for today, guys. So we'll see you in the next video with yet another informative video. Till then, bye.